Disneyland Halloween Time, Oogie Boogie Bash. We have all the major announcements, including when Oogie Boogie Bash tickets go on sale, what to expect this season at the Halloween time, what villains are going to be here, and which ones are not. I'm David Vaughn, your buddy who's maybe a little too obsessed with theme parks, but I like to put my obsession to good and give you some really good insight about what you can expect during your visit. So let's get right into it. This is Mickey and Minnie in their new Halloween costumes, and what I really love about them is that they are inspired by Disneyland's 70th anniversary. A lot of us kind of were a little bit worried, maybe secretly, that Disneyland would just kind of skip over its 70th anniversary for the Halloween time, but it looks like they're integrating them together. So we see those purples, those pinks, and it looks like some greens this time, a little bit brought out to make it feel a little bit more spooky, plus Minnie's got that witch's hat. It's really fun. It's got all the fun vibes that we had in the Disneyland 70th costumes, but these are Halloweenified. I know I said August 17th, but actually the entire Disneyland Resort will celebrate Halloween officially from August 22nd through October 31st. So why did I say August 17th? I'll get into that in just a moment. It's when Oogie Boogie Bash starts. But I know it's a little bit of a mix up, but expect seasonal decorations. This is ambient orange lighting. The leaves will be out, and of course there'll be pumpkins all over Main Street and some other parts of both parks. So if you like that Main Street Pumpkin Festival, it's gonna be all the way back. And also confirmed, Haunted Mansion Holiday will be back for the Halloween season, so you'll be able to see all of those awesome animatronics. We don't know when the traditional Haunted Mansion will close to make way for Haunted Mansion Holiday. Typically it's for a few weeks, so we'll see it close early August and then reopen August 22nd. So I'll have to give you the end date. So make sure you subscribe so you get the updates from me about when this attraction will be closed and when it will reopen for the season. And then you can catch the Halloween Screams Nighttime Spectacular. So this is the fireworks show that Disneyland does starring Jack Skellington. It's really good. Is it time for a new Halloween show? Yeah, I think so. But it's still a really good show, and I understand why they bring it back year after year because people do really enjoy it. In addition, that Disney's Happiest Haunts guided tour is coming back. I really like this tour. It basically walks you around Disneyland Park and it gives you some insight on the spooky details. Like, one of my favorite things about it, because I don't want to give away too much, is that the murder of crows, how they've been flying over Disneyland. And if you've been around like 5-6 p.m., you notice that there are like hundreds of crows that fly over Disneyland. Walt would see crows fly over Disneyland. It's part of Disneyland and really a Southern California thing, but it looks so cool in that park. I believe it's about $110 before, so we'll see how much it's gonna be, but you also get reserved viewing of the Halloween Screams fireworks. It's typically off to the side of the castle, so you're pretty close. And it's a 2-hour walking tour, like I said. You also get lightning lane entry to a select attraction. I think we did Pirates of the Caribbean when I did it. So, the photo hop with the hitchhiking ghost was also super cool because they have to take the hitchhiking ghosts out of the attraction so that they can put in Oogie Boogie. So if you ever want to take a picture with them, I did, and I'm really glad that I did. So I don't know, $110 might be $120 this year. Probably worth it if you're a big Halloween fan and you want to kind of see some stuff you don't normally get to. Plus the tour guides are really, really good. Okay, I want to hop over to Disney California Adventure. We are going to have Haul-O-Ween back in Cars Land. This is when they decorate Cars Land like totally all out. Looks so good. Every single year they do it. There's so many details. I cannot believe how all out they go for Cars Land. I think the people who really want Disneyland to go all out all around the park, you get that heavily saturated in Cars Land. Plus you get Lightning McQueen and Mater in their Halloween costumes. The ride, so the main Radiator Springs Racers ride stays the same. Luigi's and Mater's turn into Luigi's Honkin' Haul-O-Ween and Mater's Graveyard Jamboree, which they just basically play different music, and I think maybe there's a little bit of a different dancing pattern, but it's pretty much the same. However, we are also getting back Guardians of the Galaxy Monsters After Dark, which is the Halloween overlay of this attraction. It has a metal soundtrack to it, and it's different than the ones. People say that it's scarier. I think it's just a tad bit like creepier maybe, but I still love both versions a lot. And so typically what happens is you can see the original version before 2 p.m. and then after 3 p.m. the ride closes for about an hour. you can experience Monsters After Dark, and during Oogie Boogie Bash, it'll just be Monsters After Dark. Radiator Springs Racers will be closed beginning August 18th and is expected to reopen sometime later in September. We don't have a reopening date confirmed just yet, but I'll keep you updated about that as well. But just a heads up, if you're going earlier in the Halloween season, that attraction might be closed. That, and then also for kids, the Disney Theater will have Mickey's Trick and Treat back. And so they're gonna pause the one that they debuted for the 70th, which is Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live, which is such a good show, by the way. So they're gonna have back Mickey's Trick and Treat. And I don't think I've seen the full show of Mickey's Trick and Treat. I just remember seeing part of it during Oogie Boogie Bash. So I probably need to go check this one out and get a little bit better sense of how this goes. But I know that kids really do. This is really aimed at young kids. They really do love what happens in this theater for these shows. So if you have young kids, this is something to check out during the regular park hours. Then we have some little preview of some of the snacks coming to Disneyland. So we have so it looks like they just have the drink and some jalapeno cream cheese bread, the Oogie Boogie Bash lemonade. I forgot about that. So we don't have the full foodie guide menu just yet, but we do have this teaser. I will keep you updated about the food. And then we're gonna have tons of merchandise. They usually roll out some really great merchandise for Halloween. The food can be sometimes not my favorite. Like, I usually like the holiday food, I think, better than the Halloween food, but I think actually in 2024 they had some really good stuff for Halloween. So we'll see. I'm excited. I think that the merchandise will be really cool, and usually there's some pre-sales and stuff like that happen sometimes in July. So Pluto's Pumpkin Pursuit. So basically this is something you can do in Disneyland, Disney California Adventure, and even downtown Disney. And it's usually $10. You get a little game board and you walk around and you try to find pumpkins. And as you identify these character pumpkins, once you collect them all, you can exchange your game board for a special prize. And every year it's different. We don't know what's going to be this year, but this will run from August 29th through October 31st. And it's a really fun thing to do with kids, or, just trying to keep past the time a little bit. Also, Halloween fun at the Disneyland hotels. So you're going to have Mickey's Autumn Adventures is returning to Storyteller's Cafe. Goofy's Kitchen Celebrates Halloween will also return. I've done that one. I think it's fun if you just want to meet Halloween characters. Typically, it's the costumes that they had the previous year. So if you didn't get to go the previous year and you want to see those costumes and you want to take pictures with characters, it's a really good time. You usually get a photo op with Goofy, and then the other characters just roam around and they greet you while you eat, and you can snap selfies with them or take video of things like that. And then typically in the Grand Californian, we also get a really cool sort of like cake display. It's usually like Oogie Boogie, something like that. But that is coming. We just don't know what that's going to be yet. Plaza de la Familia will return with Coco inspiration at Disneyland Park from August 22nd through November 2nd. Makes sense to stay open for Day of the Dead. And there will also be food because they do Dia de los Muertos around at Disney California Adventure and Disneyland. There's just parts of it that they celebrate it, but we're going to get more of that later. Typically, there's also a completely separate foodie guide for it too. So stay tuned. We're gonna touch on all of these things. But now we got to get into Oogie Boogie Bash. So I want to go over what you can expect, as well as sales dates for Oogie Boogie Bash and where you can purchase tickets, because there's going to be a Magic Key Holder presale as well. So let's go back, and I'm going to actually open up this page. So like I said, Oogie Boogie Bash will run from August 17th through October 31st at Disney California Adventure Park, but just on select nights. So it's not going to be every single night. Just a heads up about that, but we will get into pricing and times and everything like that. But tickets will go on sale June 24th for Inspire key holders, and then June 25th for all other, so like Believe, Enchant, Imagine, on also Inspire key holders, and then the general sale will go on June 26th. Tickets start at $139, but they do go up from there. That is the base price for it. Just know that typically what they do for these pre-sales is it's not all the tickets. It's like they save so many for the Inspire Key, and then they release all the dates again the next day. And then for the general sale, all the dates become available again. So let's get into what you can expect. So there's going to be the Frightfully Fun Parade, which is a Halloween parade that runs through Disney California Adventure. You also get special treat trails, which will have villains in them, Disney villains in them. They're really fun. They usually interact with with you too. It's not a photo op. It's just like you walk past, you see the villains, and sometimes they chat with you and things like that. And I'm going to get into what the villains are in just a moment as well. And then we also have, there's usually special snacks, merchandise, and then the rides will be open with limited ride wait times because there's typically fewer people in the parks during this time, so you can experience that as well. The party goes from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. and you also get unlimited photo pass downloads with it. So if you get a Disney photographer taking your pictures, then you get to download those in the Disneyland app and then save them and post them as you'd like on your socials, etc., things like that. Share them with friends and family. And then the party also gets you early entry at 3 p.m. So you can stroll in at 3 p.m. and stay till 11 with your regular admission. And if you already have a magic key and you want to be inside the park before that, there's usually also often an in-park check-in, which is usually between Avengers Campus and Cars Land. We just don't have confirmation of that totally just yet. And the event is all ages, 3 and up. Adults, you can dress in costume, which is a big win for many people who want to be able to dress in costume typically but can't. Also note that Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, Lightning Lane Premier Pass is not available during Oogie Boogie Bash. But let's talk about these pricing. August 17th, so they're going to be anywhere from $139 to $154. So if you notice, it's cheaper earlier in the season, which makes a lot of sense. Even though it starts on a Sunday, typically Sundays are a bit more. But then you see it drop down for Tuesdays, and will be the same thing for September. Tuesdays are going to typically be the least expensive. It's not every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. For example, September 4th does not have an event, and there's also no event on that Sunday. It just goes Tuesday. So it's not every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday during these times. And then October, which is the most expensive month, starts at $169 and goes all the way up to $199. So they're going to allow you to buy 8 tickets per person. Just know that kids under 3 will not need a ticket. They just need to come with a paid adult. And they will also give you usually a wristband, some type of map, and also a candy bag. Typically, you can walk around and collect candy in. You can also bring your own bag to put the candy in that you get. And review the costume guidelines before you go. Typically, it's just like, they don't want you wearing something that covers your face fully, and then they also don't want something that's, like a robe or anything that touches the ground, and it's for safety reasons because you can trip over it. It does happen. And they said that the immersive treat trails this year will include M&Ms, Skittles, Snickers, and other Halloween favorites. The Frightfully Fun Parade will come back with Mickey and Minnie and some of your favorite Disney villains. I love the Frightfully Fun Parade. It's so much fun. Villains Grove, and I'll have to share more tips once the party begins and I go, because I can't really spell it out and show you like, oh, this is what you should do, and then if they change anything this year. Villains Grove, which is in Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, is really kind of spooky with like lights and music, and it's almost like an enchanting villains experience. I really love it. I know some people don't love it as much as I do, but I'm a theater kid, and I feel like it was kind of designed for us. It was like, it's got the lighting and the special effects are super cool. It feels very immersive. There's even smells. It's hard to explain unless you see it, but if you've never seen it before, I do recommend it. But there will also be characters on top of the villains that you can meet in their Halloween costumes. I'm pretty sure Mickey, Minnie, Daisy, and Clarabelle as the Sanderson sisters will return. So that they're usually a fan favorite, and they usually have the longest waits. So I recommend if you want to meet them, get there early. Well, I'll let you know a location. They're usually in Hollywoodland. And then, like I said, there's going to be decorations, so you'll be able to see stuff when you enter the park, as well as Cars Land, and then you have stuff around Avengers Campus. The Guardians Tower looks really cool. It's like electricity and everything pulsing through it. Then there's commemorative keepsakes, photo ops, and more. So just know that you will be able to take pictures against backdrops with Disney photographers taking your picture. You'll be able to take pictures with some of the characters. Usually there's Kingdom Hearts characters for those who like Kingdom Hearts, but none of this has been totally confirmed just yet. There will also be a dessert party if you want to get a reserved viewing of the Frightfully Fun Parade, and it usually has seats. I've done the dessert party, and I thought it was so much fun. It can be pricey. It's like usually around $90 a person, but I loved it. It was nice to do in the later show and just kind of sit and chill out, because there's usually 2 parade show times. But we're going to get more details about that soon, and I'll keep you updated. And if you are so inclined, they do have VIP tours for Oogie Boogie Bash. So now let's talk about which villains we know are returning for Oogie Boogie Bash and which ones aren't, because this is pretty crazy. Okay, so we have this cool map that Disneyland made for us. It confirms the locations of these characters. So we have Doofenshmirtz and Hades back in Hollywoodland, which is good to know. And then Agatha will be back in Avengers Campus. And we also know that Ernesto will also be back from Coco, as well as Yokai from Big Hero 6. And we have Judge Doom, who is from Roger Rabbit, who is also confirmed to be back this year. And I'm not surprised by any of these because these are kind of the newer ones. However, don't have Sid from Toy Story, who was a fan favorite, because usually the Sids are really, really good. And we also don't have Madame Mim from Sword in the Stone. We will see who they get to replace these characters with. Usually we get a couple new villains each year. Like last year we got Hades and Doofenshmirtz, and they were just different. These are usually face characters, except for Oogie Boogie, which I guess Oogie Boogie is there too, so I should have mentioned him, but we kind of figure he's always going to be there since it's his bash. It'd be strange if he wasn't. Now, I personally would like them to do something really next level with this, like, you know, bring a villain in that we don't expect, like one from Jungle Book or something crazy. So we'll have to wait and see what this will look like. But I want to know, if you could pick the next two villains for Oogie Boogie Bash, name one or two of them in the comments below. I want to know. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to join a community where we just talk about theme parks and other fun stuff to do, give me a subscribe. I will keep you updated with Oogie Boogie Bash, Disneyland Halloween, and more. I am David Vaughn. I appreciate you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.